Nearly every morning in Cappadocia before sunrise, you see these giant flames and pray that everything doesn't burn down. But then you see this. And later on, if your heart so desires, you get this. Check this out.
1, 2, 3, yallah. Bismillah.
Huh.
Yallah. Vay maşallah.
Woo!
Ah.
Perfect break. Look at that. That's perfect. If that's not the most unique castle you've ever seen in your life, I don't know what is. That doesn't even look like a castle. Friends, I'm about to show you one of the most unique marvels of the world. A place that looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale, and in 2021 was ranked the most Instagrammable location on Earth. Okay, 5:50 a.m. Cappadocia, this is the time we have to get up to get on the hot air balloon ride. So that's what we're doing. Now, if you think that being up and ready by 6 a.m. is early, imagine being the pilots. They are ready to go by 4 a.m. and that is because they need to be up and inflating the balloons so that they can get off the ground before sunrise. But man, look how epic this is. So the reason that they're blowing the flame into the balloon is because they need to heat up the air inside of the balloon, which makes it less dense. Now, it's the fact that that air is less dense that allows the hot air balloon to rise and float. And so when the hot air balloon is in the air, they have to keep controlling the flame, basically to move it up or down. It's all based on the density of the air inside of the balloon. Now, you want to take a wild guess as to just how much money these hot air balloon companies make? Because it's going to blow your mind. So in 2022, the average ticket cost is $250 per person, and any given balloon can hold 28 people. So about 150 balloons go up on any given day. So in total, the companies make over $1 million a day. Kinda makes you think that it's time for a career change. A quirky thing about the balloons is that you never quite know exactly where it's gonna land because it's based on where the wind is blowing. So this is Uçhisar, which means outer citadel. This part of Cappadocia, probably like many, but I'm not sure how about the other ones. But this part is 1,200 meters above sea level. So when you come here, it's going to be extremely hard for you to breathe. If you're normally not a snorer or a maker of noise in the night, be prepared because you're gonna go to sleep. You're gonna be like breathing heavy. So if you're traveling here with a new partner, new girlfriend, new boyfriend, and you hear them breathing like this, don't be scared. Don't be alarmed. You don't need to automatically break up with them because they probably won't do that for the rest of their lives unless they've already been doing it. This place used to have residential areas and stuff, but then many French people and French Turks who resided in France, they came back here and they converted a lot of the stuff to tourism, which is how basically everybody around here makes mad bank. And if you look over there, you'll see actually a lot of the beautiful chimneys. That's what they refer to these cones. And like basically built in stone. And a lot of these people actually used to live, but now they don't. Now they're all for pigeons. And pigeons hang out there. Salam. Hello. Business owners in the lovely area. Actually, we can talk to them about the history of it.
Ancient times, we have two volcanic mountains in here.
Uh-huh.
This one is the RGS. Also, this is the ski mountain. Maybe you will see there.
Mhm.
A little bit cloudy. And the other one is
Not
Hasan.
extra
Hasan,
money.
and these two volcanic mountains are exploding, and this area you will see is created. And it's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 million years ago. And all the sea over there, then the seas are going to the other places, and you'll see around. And 3,000 people live in Uchisar Castle also. And this is the historical place. It's like that.
Cool. How many people live around here now? Like, do any locals live here, or is it just businesses?
It's just businesses in here. The other side of the castle, you will see the villagers in here.
Okay.
Yep.
So like on that side are all the villagers.
Yes.
Okay.
These are the hotel sites.
How were like some of these structures formed?
Always the volcanic explosions.
Volcanic explosions.
Volcanic explosions.
Location Uchizar, the best two hotel. Who of Cappadocia and Juno Cappadocia.
My name is Orçun.
Orçun.
It's like a fortune without
Or-
F.
Perfect. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Arturo.
Arturo.
My name is
Arthur.
Kyra.
Kyra.
Yes.
Arturo. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to
Nice to meet you too.
Look at that. So look at that. I gave you a little brief history. They give a much better version of history. And that's why you watch my channel. Look at this. Look how cool that is. So all of these things were basically formed by the volcanic explosion, I guess. And then, but then people would carve stuff out themselves. Hammer and sickle, shovels, anything that they could use and get their hands on. And now it looks like, though, this residential stuff probably isn't, built by nature. They're still building stuff themselves. But most of them are attached to the chimneys.
This door.
Clearly, this door was not made by a volcanic eruption, but it looks really nice.
Move out of my shot.
Looks handmade. I think it is handmade. Handmade decorations. Look at that. Look how pretty it is inside. Everything here is like a work of art. Everything. Everything looks historic. If it's not historic, it looks handmade. With tender, loving care. Putting into everything. And interestingly enough, no tourists in sight.
No.
I wonder where they are.
Probably doing this tours of the valleys.
They probably are doing their tours of the valley. Which you could do. But I think it's far more fun to just go exploring. Which leads me to something. Cabs actually aren't so bad. We took a 10-minute cab. It was like 80 Turkish lira. About $5, give or take. If you're trying to save a little money, you can rent a car. They're like $20 a day, basically. You don't have to transport yourself anywhere. That being said, it's real nice to just be transported to places. But do exploring on your own. It's really cool. You won't be time restricted or anything. I don't know if any of the green, red, blue, indigo, orange, purple tours will make you walk through the streets of Cappadocia. And actually, I do know that they don't take you walking through the streets of Cappadocia, because I talked to a few people who did some of the color tours and we did the ATV tour ourselves. And while it was nice and all, It's very cookie cutter. They take everybody to the same exact places where everybody and their mother takes the same exact photos of the same exact things. There's no opportunity to find cool little hidden gems for yourselves. Like, for example, this cave house that's going under some sort of restoration or renovation, probably for somebody moving in, or maybe even for a hotel developer. Kale Konok, La Maison du Champ. See? This is the French influence I mentioned earlier. A lot of French language around this particular area, this village. And right here in front is a little bazaar. Magic carpets over there. Abu came to visit, and that explains why there's the bazaar over here, because that is a castle. Woo! If that's not the most unique castle you've ever seen in your life, I don't know what is. That doesn't even look like a castle. Looks like a fortress. This place, hotel, I don't know, street something, is called Maze of Cappadocia, which is a pretty apt choice of a name, given that it does feel like a maze here. Do you know the difference between a maze and a labyrinth? The difference between a maze and a labyrinth, people use them synonymously, but a maze, you enter it, and you're trying to get out of it through another way.
Okay.
In a labyrinth, you're trying to get to the center. That's the key. You're trying.
What's at the center?
The price. All right, we're almost at our destination. A little local spot. We're gonna check it out. So, food is arguably the best part of any trip, right? So I'm gonna show you the Testi Kebab, a food super unique to Cappadocia, which you can't find literally anywhere else in Turkey, let alone the rest of the world. This is where it gets cooked.
This is for you. This poultry.
That one right there, my own personal one right there. Oh,
Service with salad and rice.
yum.
Minimum 3 hour cooking.
Okay.
But this is cooking long time. 5 hour cooking.
5-hour cooking.
Yeah, but slow looking. Very slow.
Very slow. Oh, that smells so good.
Beni olmasaydı. Smell. Oh,
Oh my god, that smells amazing. That's amazing.
Breaking poultry.
Check this out.
1, 2, 3. Yallah. Bismillah. Hoy.
Huh.
Yallah. Vay maşallah.
Woo! Perfect break. Look at that. That's perfect.
So
Perfect.
good.
Yeah.
Real
That's
kebab.
amazing. Simmering in there. It's been there for hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. It's been just simmering in there, absorbing all the aromas the
Yeah.
whole time.
I need before 3 hour reservation.
So in order to get this, you literally have to come in or call 3+ hours in advance. Otherwise, you can't just walk in here to try this. It's slow cooked. It's like a pressure cooker, basically. Just in there, absorbing all the aromas and all the taste inside of the clay pot. Cool.
Now looking.
Man, look at that.
Looking. Now coming.
Now spilled out.
Very big, very big.
Enormous. This is for like 2 people,
Oh,
3 people,
Maybe 4.
maybe 4, or just for me.
Mhm. We are looking inside. Is there more?
Always to see if there's any more. I think there is. Got the little remnants.
Little bit. Looking now empty.
Done. Empty. Nothing in there. We got it all. And now we taste it. Okay. Look, so we got the rice, we got the tzatziki, we got the main event, the Testi Kebab, a salad, and this bread. We gotta taste it all now. Okay. Okay, let's see how it tastes. First bite of it.
Wonderful.
That's quality.
Is it amazing?
It's amazing.
Beautiful.
That is really, really good. That's great. That's phenomenal. Get a little bread action in there. I'm done. That's it.
Perfect.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Okay, so that spot was House of Memories. Now the key thing is, when you're getting one of these, you need to get it from a place where you have to call them up 3 or 4 hours in advance. Because you'll have these showy spots that are real cool. They'll light the thing on fire, it'll be amazing, right? Except one thing. They haven't been cooking it for that long. They probably cooked it for a little bit, lit it on fire to make it a cool show, which it is a cool show. Might get another one later just for the show. But if you want the authentic thing, you gotta go to one of these spots that takes forever to cook. Uh-huh. Oh, so they're building.
They're restoring. They renovated. I didn't renovate it. I restored it, so it's not going to be plaster or anything. I wanted to keep it as authentic as I possibly could.
Now you want to hear something nuts? We literally met this guy earlier at that Testi Kebab restaurant, and he offered to show us his cave house. Now, we're not afraid of getting murdered by strangers, so we obliged.
This is great because we just made this into a second kitchen.
Whoa.
Because the kitchen is right down, and it was a real nuisance if you wanted to eat on this terrace in the summer. You sort of go, where's the olive oil? Forgot it. Back down 50 steps.
It's so nice.
This is cool. Got like a little terrace over here.
Yeah, this is where.
Such a great view.
Somebody's got a hot tub out there.
Yeah, I know. It's a good place to put it.
So was this like part of it before you got it?
It was actually these walls went up, and we sort of said that we don't need. So this what I mean when I bought it, it had no roof, it had no windows, it had no doors, it had nothing. The walls, so these were rooms with a ceiling. But we said we don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes us terrace.
You've got a good view here though.
It's Mount Ergis.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's not even, but you can see the balloons. Gorma is just over there. You can't see it from here, but it's just over there. So most of the balloons take off along here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, over there, that's that village you can see there. That's Orta Hisar. And Avanos is over that direction. But these big hotels, they're always interested in buying us. So we're going, nope, not interested.
Yeah, because business is booming for them, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's so many of them though. I wonder.
But you know, I heard that like a year ago basically, that the hot air balloons were going for like 20 euros for a trip.
Wow.
Then 9 months ago, it went up to 140,
That's the normal price.
and now it's 250.
Wow, that's because it's busy.
So that's why I think they're trying to build up all the hotels.
Yeah.
Because, and people are still doing it.
Yeah.
I heard that basically the hotels, like, they were charging the smaller amount, and they all just became a cartel, and just decided to go, okay, let's just raise the price to 250.
Oh my god.
And people are still paying for it,
Yeah,
right? The
yeah.
hot air balloons were fully packed.
It's May, and it was 140, 150, I think, for a balloon. right
Only
now.
in May.
Yeah, in May, when we tried to do it in June, I think we paid 150.
Yeah. So this is the style of this house is very Islamic. So that's why it's got a wall on the outside to protect the women.
Oh, of course.
So this would be the women's bit. This is called the ablu. This is where they would dry fruit and things, because you get a lot of sunlight and everything. And then this is called the summer kitchen. We spend most of the summer sitting here It gives you a bit of shade.
Yeah, it doesn't get too hot.
No, if it's like 35, 40 degrees out there, it is about 10 degrees.
Ah,
Kind of the bathroom here, bathroom, shower. Down here.
nice.
This is nice.
Right?
This is kind of just a little guest room.
Books are Roberta's thing.
I read a lot.
Yeah.
And a tiny fireplace.
That fireplace, we can't light it because it comes up in the neighbours.
Ah,
That's the strange thing about these houses, because they're cave houses. They don't just sort of like sit like that. They sit like that.
on top of each other.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you barbecue there, the neighbor will get the smoke.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's a winter kitchen. Ready to go.
You know, the house is bigger than originally expected. I saw the outside, I was like, you go up, you go, and then I didn't expect on down here to all the stuff to appear, and it keeps going and going.
This is where we get the cave. You can see.
Uh-huh.
So this, what they did was that they'd have the caves, and nobody can date the caves, and then they build this masonry bit on, and
Right.
this they think is about 150 years old.
Wow.
Masonry.
This is your kitty?
Yeah, I picked her up about 3-4 months ago. Tiny kitten. She's getting big, and she's constantly looking for food. I just fed her. This was what's called a sherhane. It's basically where they used to step on grapes.
Mm-hmm.
Here, and then you can see the drainage hole here, and it would drain into this. So we just kept it. We just said, leave that. That's authentic.
Yeah, this is really cool.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's no practical purpose. And then this is sort of another cave room that we just use as our practical kitchen. It's not aesthetic, but it works. So you can, prepare your food here. That's a sort of like very low ceiling depot where we keep coal and wood and it's out of the way.
So in winter it gets cold.
Very cold.
How do you heat it up?
Those little stoves.
Mm.
I'm going to fire that one open in a minute. They're amazingly efficient, really. And because the place, all the walls are so thick, it doesn't, if you
stays
generate heat, it stays. Yeah.
Wow.
Does it get humid in here?
No, we're really fortunate. Often they are.
This is so cool, because
Right?
it's like the old school cave house, but you modernize it just enough that it still has its
You can live in
authenticity,
it.
but you can
But
live
you
in
live
it.
yeah.
Exactly. You don't have to wash all your clothes by hand with like washboard.
You're not going there. Down here, this used to be the animal stable.
God, it's massive. You're doing stairs most of your day.
Well, everyone, the Cappadocia is it's just me and my wife. She never gets here from Paris. She's still working. She wants to come soon.
Oh, she's based in Paris though.
Yeah, she's still working there.
Mm.
So but I think she lasts another year and then she'll be here.
Okay.
So it's just the two of us, and for us it's just
So much space.
But everyone will say, "Oh yes, you want the small house." Yeah.
Oh, this is the small house?
This is the small house.
My God.
Because most of the Cappadocian houses are, 15 bedrooms.
But is it because it was more than one family living in one? Or
Yeah,
right?
there'd be extended
Mm.
families living on top of each other.
Yeah.
You can see, we said these things, where you tether your animal here, here. And these would be feeding troughs. We put the animal food.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow. And no one looks inside your windows, like.
No, there's very little traffic on that street. It's very quiet. We had to have that. We wanted that. So obviously he wouldn't have that in a stable. But
Right, you
put
put
it
the
in first.
fireplace.
And he had to build an extra chimney. And we said, well, you're building a chimney, you have to use old stone so that it doesn't look silly.
Okay.
And they did.
And so this one works. You can
That one
use it.
works. That one works. And this one works. This is great. You
Yeah.
don't get much heat from that, to be honest. It's romantic and it's,
Atmosphere, but.
so the heat just goes shooting up the chimney. So that's what you want to heat.
Yeah.
That's the one. And this, I remember when we bought this place, this was underwater, talking about humidity.
Yeah.
But it's dried out.
Oh,
very
is
nicely.
this the hammam?
Yeah, but it's not a real one. It's not it doesn't have the hot element.
Why?
But it's lovely in the summer, actually. You know, you can just fill up that basin and sluice yourself in. It'll go, it'll drain into there and there. And then there's the shower here and the toilet around there.
Oh.
And again, this is all clear. But we did have humidity here, and then this hotel got built. And they covered the top of this, because we're right on the it's a gap between us, but they have a little garden at the top of it, and then they cover the rest of it.
So we are under the garden?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
But it just dries the place out really quickly
Yeah.
after that. Yeah, it's got its own little heater as well. So this kind of, if we do have guests coming, that's a pull-out bed.
Oh, nice.
So people can have this as a sort of a, you know, granny
Yeah.
apartment. They can
Wow.
look after themselves. Sitting here.
So you technically have to go outdoors to get to your bedroom.
Yeah. Some friends have often said, why don't you get this covered? Well, I don't really want to interfere anymore.
Does it rain a lot here or not really?
It does in spring.
It doesn't spring.
Yeah, but it snows in the winter. Or we get 2 meters of snow.
So maybe that's why they want you to cover it. Shovel the snow out of your bedroom.
So we've got this sort of seating area, and then the bedroom and another bathroom.
The stairs are.
That was the bathroom.
Yeah.
Originally. Wow.
It was pretty, because they had no running water. The history of this village, I mean, it's not unusual. It's the same in Gurmay even. The old town, everyone lived in these cave houses, and the Turkish government in the 40s went, Turkish people shouldn't be living in cave houses. So they built a new village for them with running water and electricity. No, it's this company called Argos. Yeah, they've replaced. These are all replacement bricks, but they're old bricks. They're taken from other old buildings, because a lot of it was like this. You see the way it's kind of rotten. I'm going to have to replace that brick, for example. That's going.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them are just two-foot bricks. They just fall apart.
Yeah, it's like very brittle. Just you barely touch it, and then it's like Oh, and that's what you were saying about this being slippery. It's like because that's surprising. Yeah. So, did you like the video? Did you hate the video? What do you think of Cappadocia? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and share the video anywhere you please. Okay, catch you next time.